Hey, traders, welcome to episode 1034. Happy holidays. You know, it's a whole weekend thing, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hope you had a good 4th of July, Independence Day. Just coming in, checking on an asset that doesn't move anymore, really, ever. I mean, but good news is some altcoins have been able to prosper because of Bitcoin's inactivity and its inability to be volatile, store value, I guess. And, I mean, we just had some movement, I guess, right, where we just recently hit 8,900, and now we're at 9,050. Stable, right? Oh, it dumps. Nope. It's going to pump and go right back to where it was. And this, it's very interesting. You know, I was not at the computer yesterday really at all, but Matthew D brought something up, a patron, about Wyckoff reaccumulation. And it was very interesting, very compelling argument, at least a little bit. And maybe that might be something to talk about, since there isn't much to talk about with Bitcoin. But really, I don't know. I tried changing my thumbnail. Nothing worked. VeChain, man. VeChain, come on, dude. Who cares about Bitcoin with VeChain? Look at this, man. On the weekly, this is what happens, Larry. When you break out of a trading range, you back test it for 2 weeks. Look. I mean, remember that time we were talking about VeChain down here, and it's like there's no resistance till 1.787 cents. I mean, it almost got there yesterday on 4th of July. Your own fireworks ceremony right here. 1.7066 cents. It's high. Yes, overbought, all-time highs on RSI. You know, I'm sure maybe when it was VEN, before that split or whatever, it might have been higher. But, man, this is great. Great news. Blockchain, decentralized, logistical blockchain or something. Technology, great. Ever since that Bayer partnership, right? This thing mooned. It's been mooning, right? I think the partnership was like the week of May 18th or the week of May 25th. It's unreal. It did do things, certainly. And hidden bullish divergence was there. Pending price action, continuation of the upside, you got it, man. So there's nothing to really talk about besides it did exactly what assets do that breakout, right? So there was accumulation going on, even on the back tests. You saw that here live. VeChain's not really a scam, man. I don't think that makes any sense to say that. I mean, it is an actual entity that provides blockchain solutions to logistics for companies. That's not a scam, dude. I mean, this thing was respecting the TA too, so the FA, the TA may be lined up a little bit with this. Though it is a speculative asset, it's not like, you know, they're making revenue and like we're able to transparently see how much money they're making. I mean, it could be a scam in that way, but it's, you know, more of a legit crypto project than 98% of other crypto projects that exist out there that are useless, that don't do anything. All right, dude. So that's it. I mean, was there anything else that happened yesterday? I think ZRX did some things, continued doing things. Yeah, look at this. Wow. Held that demand line, and then, you know, as we discussed on this, you've got the wickage, right? The ascending triangle-esque behavior, but it's not that. It's really a big deal. What's a big deal is looking left, right? The top of the trading range or whatever, up here, you know, from December 2018, April of 2019. You are right now at it. You're right at it, man. Do you see how critical things are for ZRX, dude? You break this, you could moon. You could pull a VeChain. Hello? This asset could literally go up to like 94 cents. Really could. Now, I know there's valleys and stuff. You know, you could see some stopping points, 58 cents. I mean, maybe even 46.7 cents. But we're talking about like overhead resistance or something. I mean, you're talking like 77.65. Okay, we'd plot that. What's up, Crypto Collector, man? Thanks for the $20 super chat, or super sticker, if you will. Appreciate that, man. Much love. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. All right, man. Shot some fireworks. Ate some barbecue. Whatever, man. Hope it was good. So another asset that is just on the cusp, on the brink of maybe much higher prices. And you don't even have to we don't even have to look at the context left to get targets here. You could be conservative. You not even worry about this stuff over here like VeChain. Don't worry about it, I guess, right? But just like realize if say you broke this little newly manufactured resistance 42.78 cents, right? Just easy, right? 100% measured move of the structure from the breakout if it does. There you go, man, right? Up to the 1272 fib extension. Perfect target, right? The high point, May 8th, to the low point. There you go. Extensions. Perfect. So that's like a short-term target, 55.6 cents. Unreal. Bitcoin 9,061. Somehow at its highest point of the 4-hour candle, when it was at 80, what was it, 8,900 or something? Logistics moves the world, yep, and AI will help with that, and VeChain utilizes that AI, right, or the AI utilizes VeChain's technology, whatever. All right, good luck, ZRX. VeChain doing things. ZRX could be VeChain Jr. Maybe. What's similar to VeChain in a way? Remember we talked about it, was the same question asked 2 days ago. Cardano, right? Cardano, look where we are, man. This isn't a joke. This is not a joke. Problem is here, conditions don't look as good, not as promising, really. I do think the top of the trading range is exactly where you are now. You might be down 2.6%, but look, man. I get this one little scrub peak right here. I don't know if that's going to play much of a role at 10.9 cents. You break 10 cents, man. I don't think this is going to do much. I think really if you break that 10 cent area, you could run.
Please look at IOST. It's doing very nice smile.
What's up, Jurgen, man? Thanks for the 549 euros super chat. Yeah, we'll look at IOST. Sure, man. But with Cardano, I mean, look, minor peak, 16.2 cents. But like, where traders settled up at that major peak right there, 18.274 cents. Can you even believe it? If Bitcoin does nothing, if it remains as a stable coin, Cardano's really got a chance to moon. It really does. Now, Bitcoin dumps, okay, you get it, right? Everything's screwed. Everything's screwed. VeChain will be coming back down to that trading range support again. Everything, man, will be screwed if Bitcoin sucks. All right, I'm gonna, after this, it's doing very nice. I mean, aren't most altcoins kind of doing very nice? I mean, it's like every other one, dude. Really. You're doing very nice, by the way. Alright, so IOST. Alright, looks like it had a range. It crashed like everything else. Cool story, bro. You're back inside the range. Look, resistance, up thrusting. You finally broke it and back tested a little bit. Alright, you see that? And then now you've run up, you've sold off. Probably hidden bullish divergence. Yeah, I mean, kind of. And... oh, God. 6.5 tenths of 1 cent. God, these coins suck, man. Not even worth 1 penny per crappy coin. Had a nice little uptrend, broke it, but then right? Just went sideways and just breaking to the upside again, attempting a rally. Made like a 618, 786 retrace from the side of low. Like I mean, these aren't major peaks or anything. You can see right there, that's where we up thrusted 6.9 tenths of 1 cent. And if, you know, you'll test that again. If you can break that, you'll be going to 7.9 tenths of 1 cent like you did before. You up thrusted February 14th, 2020. So, do I see like a pattern or anything? Nope. No pattern. Really, it was just like a rectangle or something. Look at it, up thrusted. Maybe it's going to back test it as resistance and then fail. But you know what happens if we break it. This is the target up here. Cool. The best requests are not the things that look like they're doing very nice, right? That doesn't help anybody. Like, it's better when you request an asset that might look good as a potential trade for everyone, right? Those are the best. Not, hey, look at this because it did something good, right? Oh boy.
Hey, let's hope your fourth was good, man. Speaking of nice alts, can we check out KNC? Thanks, bro.
We want to look at something that's already run its course. I mean, it's already gone. It's at noon already. Sure. If you want to, man, we can look at it. It's over, though. It's like literally anything. I mean, the pattern played out, right? 100% measured move of the cup with handle, confirmed. It's broken it. It hit the 50% retrace, and it's pulling back. Bullish engulfing candle on the weekly. It's extremely overbought. Nothing to see here. Nothing to do. When you're like that overbought, you know, I mean, I do think in time Khyber could see 29,228 satoshis, but you know, you're kind of nuclear even on the weekly now, so it could be a while. It could be weeks. You know, there could be consolidation. They may not see a straight candle up again, though. There's no resistance looking left, and that's why we thought this wouldn't be unreasonable at all to think, right? 19,364 measured move before the breakout, because, like, dude, nothing. Straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. I mean, it's like once consolidation occurs and then things reverse, it could easily just be as quick, you know, straight up, straight down, straight up. And it's raining. So if my power goes out, blame my terrible power grid. Okay, I don't really know what else to talk about. Like, the weekly speaks everything. Like, this is the way we've been looking at it, you know? Like, what's the point of going in on the 4 hour when we know it's already run its course? Yeah, it's consolidating, man. It's consolidating. Sure, there could be hidden bullish divergence once this starts waning, right? This negative histogram starts waning, but there's not a structure here. It's just some slightly downsloping price action after a really nice markup. Look, you had a nice little range here, and you broke out. Obviously, this measure move hit, but there was more to it than just the 4 hour, right? There was the weekly. Beautiful. Okay, so this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin extremely sedated, no volatility. It's been gut-wrenching, to say the least, for this asset. Gut-wrenching. All right, no volatility at all. But the idea maybe, you know, and I did think initially, like with this and this, there was last point of supply phase D of Wyckoff distribution, but the more like it started playing out, I don't know. I don't really know if or think that maybe we're in Wyckoff distribution. There's now like a chance that Bitcoin is possibly in reaccumulation phase. So we could just read like an excerpt. You know, so when an asset enters a robust uptrend, it can go on for a long period of time, for years in some cases. But eventually, even the best uptrends need a rest. Leading up to this pause, the ownership quality of the float deteriorates. Strong-handed composite operators lock up much of the float at the beginning of a new uptrend. Then as the trend matures, stocks or assets finds its way into weaker and weaker hands. The asset then needs a rest in the form of a stepping stone reaccumulation, SSR. Composite operator will take advantage of a stepping stone reaccumulation and mop up loose shares or coins in this situation from the more short-term oriented traders. A strong uptrend attracts more and more interest from a broad spectrum of speculators and the public. That sounds kind of like Bitcoin. This eventually destabilizes the trend and leads to a large and unexpected price correction. The cause of this price weakness is short-term oriented traders who are much quicker to sell at the slightest signs of trouble on the tape. That sounds like Renee, doesn't it? Whew. So the remedy for this change in the asset's ownership structure is a stepping stone reaccumulation. Reaccumulation is a sideways or a down period in the asset's price that can last for a few months to a few years. Well, we're a couple months, going on a few months. Almost without exception, any asset in a long-term uptrend will experience one or more pauses on the way upward to the bull move's conclusion. Wyckofians become masters at the art of evaluating and trading reaccumulations. So what are some of the causes of stepping stone reaccumulation? Speculators become impatient with an asset in reaccumulation period and seek greener pastures. Also, some long-term retail asset holders become discouraged and sell their shares. Lots of discouragement right here, man. Right? Often analysts will conclude that a reaccumulation is a top and the end of the uptrend. Been hearing that literally everywhere. A top is in on Bitcoin. It's over, dude. It's literally over for Bitcoin. We're going to 2K, man. We're going to 3,000. All right. So, what does reaccumulation look like on the Wyckoff schematic? Give me a sec. There are multiple forms of Wyckoff reaccumulation as well. I'll try to find a graphic of that. Whoa.
I'm really digging EOS BTC on Binance. I posted my chart in Discord's hot channel. I think we are breaking and back testing spring on daily support from beginning of chart.
Alright, well, we'll look at it, Fisha. Thanks for the threes, man. We will look at it, man. Thanks, dude. Alright, give me a sec. Get back in it. I had a really good graphic yesterday when I was on mobile. Jesus, dude. You can't find this effing graphic anywhere. Really? Oh, there it was. God, just hold on. Really? Give me a break, man. Hold on. Alright, sweet. So let's go into this chart. This is what I posted to patrons yesterday. Alright, sweet. Alternative labeling, Wyckoff reaccumulation, trading range, and examples, right? You got different ones, right? You got reaccumulation after a decline. The weakest among reaccumulation types. Decline usually starts from a small local distribution pattern. It can have different variations of the trading range. The next one is the reaccumulation with spring action, which is still completely reasonable. That can happen on Bitcoin, where it goes down to 84, 8,500, right? Could go down in spring. Let me try to pull up Bitcoin. So, right. So Bitcoin would need to go down to 84, 8,500 to spring, right? And you could even go down to 8,100 and get price action like this before it rallies and gets back above that. So, with that, you got flat or sloping down formation. It can potentially have a few lower lows, with a spring being the lowest point of the trading range. Okay, and then you've got reaccumulation after a shakeout, where absorption of supply happens in the trading range without violation of support. That might be what we're doing right now. This is the one. All right, this is the one that if we weren't to test the spring, or we weren't to spring down here, this is what we'd be looking at. All right, and I'll pull up a larger schematic of that. Usually, and depending on a position of the market, this pattern exhibits strength, where you notice that these lows have not yet fallen below the next low that's discernible on the daily at 8,700 we've been talking about, right? Then you got one more that we're not in right now, strongest among the reaccumulation types, where you had a trading range and then you break out of it, then you slowly sell off and back test the trading range. This is like VeChain. VeChain was like that, dude, in a way, but it wasn't reaccumulate. It was just a form of accumulation total. So the structure will exhibit higher highs, higher lows, and sometimes can be confused with a topping trading range. Okay, so let me find what I'm looking for so you can see what I think we could be in potentially. Oh, here it is. Sweet. It's not bad. So conventional labeling, Wyckoff reaccumulation trading range, right? So we got preliminary supply, we have a buying climax, automatic rally, secondary test. And, there can be up thrusts in these ranges from the reading I've done. So we up thrusted, but we had it. You get the psychological preliminary supply, then you've got the buying climax, automatic rally, secondary test, and then the up thrust over here. But what's going on now is you see this line. This is the creek. Well, this would be the potential creek, which I think, whatever. I don't know why they do it like this, where it's wavy. But the creek is really a geometrical breakout, right? It's supply line being broken. So in order to jump across the creek, which is the some of the final actions of reaccumulation, we would need to break this supply line, right? The peak from June 2nd, the peak from June 22nd. You break that, that's very, very good. It'd be really, really good if these lows here do not fall lower than June 27th. So it would really help. But, jumping across the creek, you'd be running up to the next resistances again, and then you could get your last points of supply before breakout. So, very interesting way of looking at Bitcoin that's not all doom and gloom. Okay, but again, man, it's good either way for education's sake, because this stuff can be applied to traditional markets. We're not in a traditional market. This is a weird, unregulated 24/7 market that's global. All right. Is there 4-hour hidden bullish divergence on Bitcoin? No. Not really, man. Huh? Classic bullish divergence? Maybe. Not really. I mean, it's like the same low. Now from this low to this low, yeah, I mean, it's convergence. It's still not a lower low, but I don't know. It's not really that clear, but you think that, yeah, if you start reversing here, sure, I guess. You start going green on momentum, again, it's just really not that clear. Really extremely choppy, man. These are just terrible conditions for the swing trader. Because like any little, like that one little scam wick right there is like, oh, now we have maturing divergence or something. But it's like, is it really though? Such low everything. Low volume, low volatility. It's just conditions are pretty gross for the swing trader. It's just not that great, man. Sorry. But come back, in 3 months or whatever, a month. Come back then. Conditions might change. Go back 2 months ago. Conditions were different. They're a lot more volatile. So we're trying to grind and grit through this crappy time. These are the worst times for the trader, for the swing trader, when things are like this. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we tested 8,900. We tested 8,900 on the dot, pretty much. Maybe a couple dollars below it. Let me see what fish it. It was EOS. Glass blowing. Sam T, man, let's go have in the chat.
Glass blowing Sam T took $104.20. Thank you for the knowledge and insights on VeChain. Smile #life-changing money.
Wow. Hey, someone was paying attention, during all this lack of volatility in Bitcoin. Someone cared, right? Thank you, dude. I'm glad you made money on VeChain, where it was clearly back testing old resistance as support 3 consecutive times with higher lows. I mean, that's like a warning signal. That's like, this is really good. The remaining supply is being absorbed by buyers. That was over and over and over for the past 2 weeks. Every time we look at VeChain, we look at it every day, saying the same thing over and over and over. It played out. So congratulations on making sick, fat, stupid gains. That's awesome, man. All right, very good. Applied technical analysis. We watched and saw what it was doing, and there was just no more supply until much higher prices. And so still 1.7 cents still seems like the next area where there's a lot more major supply, but we'll see. You're in outer space right now on VeChain. I haven't chat though, really. Even though I know everyone forgot about that, right? What does even hype mean? What does hype even mean anymore? Yeah, you're right. Back testing the spring on IOST BTC. Here it is, man, right? May 13th. You fell below it. You chopped around. You ran up. Now you sold off. Tested it. Is this what your chart looks like? I haven't even looked. You said you had it posted somewhere. That's not a really good wedge, man. That's so much white space there. I mean, sure, there's definitely, I guess, a supply line. Yeah, if you anchor there, sure. But yeah, that's spectacular there. You just plotting like this. Yeah, that's a breakout point for sure. You're onto something, man. I mean, but I think we've looked at this before, and great news. So stay above 25.94 Satoshis, and you could eventually find yourself all the way up to 29.13. That'd be a target, certainly. I mean, why not? That's the top of the trading range. That's like a 90% retrace too from this high. So if anyone's entering on EOS right now, one could have a protective stop set up maybe below 25.95. One could. And then one will be taking profit pretty much at 2,900 Satoshis. That's it, dude. That's how one could play it. If one was like really, really, I mean, just thinking about it, Not much of an edge, though. Like, I'm not worried about this crate. Maybe this chop. One could be like, just thinking outside the box, having a stop just maybe right below that. And that's it, man. No balking. No compromise until the target is achieved. Bread and butter, right? Simple. This is how one could trade a range on an asset that's been devastated, but is now, I mean, like, right? Do we just have to pull up the... Pull up it, man?
Good evening, Mitch. Could you take a look at DSLA, please? Come on, England.
Tesla, yeah. What's up, Three Lines? Thanks for the 1669. That's the Irwin.coffee contribution. Was that coincidence, or did you know that? You're just helping a brother out. I'm drinking Irwin coffee right now. It's good. Keeps me jacked. Though I am a little rough today. I think I kicked myself out of ketosis for the first time in 3 months yesterday. Drank multiple beers, not water beer. Though it was lighter carbs. I know I kicked myself out. I wasn't, So I've been fasting now. I mean, I'm back in ketosis now, but I felt terrible last night. I felt so bad getting out of keto. Oh God, I don't want to feel like that again, really. Not so much. But yeah, I mean, like with EOS, it's not perfect, and it's probably not so much Wyckoff accumulation. But you can kind of get the gist of what's going on. Like you're springing, you've sprung, you're back testing the spring now, all right, and then a markup could be coming, all right. Maybe you're in phase C right now on EOS to BTC. If that makes sense. Okay. But yeah, Tesla. No, I literally didn't. Dude, are you kidding me?
Bruh.
Tiffy Richardson, thank you so much for the $100 super chat. Much love. Very grateful for this community. Unreal. Thank you. All right. Can we get some more?
Hype in the chat!
For Tiffy Richardson. Much love. Best community out there. All right. Just know times are tough. And we'll get through it, man. All right. We'll all get through it together. The storm clouds will part. The sun will come out again, and it will beam down on our faces. All right. So Tesla, $1,208 in a channel, gapped up out of it. Hidden bullish divergence was there on the daily, and it's manifested into exactly what it implies. Impending price action, continuation to the upside. Sweet mother of Jesus, it happened. From your previous all-time high from February 4th to the lowest point, you've achieved a 1414 fib extension at 1227. You hit a high of 1228. So we're talking $1 higher than the next target, right? 1272 was just blasted through. So anyway, I just started blasting and gapping up through it. The golden mean ratio at this point is at 1352, very achievable for Tesla, probably more achievable than anything. But that's insane, man. Upsloping channel, and then look, when you sold off, you didn't even come to back test the demand line before you showed maturation of hidden divergence, and it's just gone, man. It's beautiful. It's spectacular. Nikola, on the other hand, got devastated. I'm talking like from rags to riches back to rags. Nikola got devastated. I'm talking like down 16% on Friday. Trash. Utter trash.
It's China to me. China.
So you were looking at 4 hours. I was looking at D/key.
Alright, well, there you go, man. The 4 hour looks good, and it looks like, alright, what else they're talking about on Tesla, besides, like, right, if someone requests something, we'll look at it if there's an opportunity. Well, there was, I mean, just like the Qs, too, and look what it did, price action correlation. I mean, $1,000 psychological resistance, but it was like, it fell below, and just reminds me of what the NASDAQ did, where it fell below, but it broke right back above, the old all-time high. So, this is where we are. You could come and back test the old supply line as a demand line at 1157. There's a gap fill at 1122. Those are both reasonable targets to believe Tesla could find itself in the short term after such a nice run. Speaking of stocks, we could just take a look at the futures for you to see that it's a good start, at least for the Dow Jones and the S&P mini futures. Top left and bottom left of your screen, running 25,801 on the Dow Jones, 3132 S&P. We know on the S&P 500, 3153 is a major overhead resistance that we have tested 3 times and failed before selling off, but now bids have come in and the S&P is back on the rise. Top right of your screen is crude, down 0.34%, no movement, and then Bitcoin in the bottom right, trash looking chart. There's a gap. It did gap down, if you can even believe it, 91.20 or so. That'll probably fill in time. I mean, it almost looks like it's poised to do it soon, you know, with that scam wick, you know, down, then up, right back where it started. No volatility on this crap. It's dead. Blah. What's up, Three Lines, man?
Bruh.
Again? Holy crap.
Bruh.
The Three Lines chipped $21.13. Could you look at GE, please? Thanks. Had a nice pullback.
Yep, GE. Sure did. But no problem, man, because wow. Because what it's doing is so incredible. You want to talk about a spring and a back test of the spring and at the back test of the spring on the daily. You've got hidden bullish divergence. Certainly on the MACD. Right, where you had a low, the PCZ of a bullish, huge bullish shark pattern. You reversed there, broke supply line, ran all the way up from the high to low, 38%, the beginning of the golden zone before reversing, and now you're holding, right? You sprung, and now you've back tested December of 2018's low as support before pivoting. Not much move, but that could be a possible re-entry area for an asset like GE that has been devastated. But at the end of the devastation, you have a quite complex, very significant pattern where you think, I mean, at this area, these are how major reversals come to be. Huge one. We're talking, you go to the high from July 2016, the low point here, and you get those targets. That's where we could go in time on GE. So this is like more position trading stuff where, hey, you've identified an extremely large pattern, and in time, we could see ourselves at 1056. We could see ourselves at $13 again. This pattern could usher in a major reversal to the upside. Look where you are, man, right? 2009 lows. You're creating, I mean, dude, you are creating a potential major reversal harmonic pattern at 2009 lows. That's what you're doing right now, and your price action correlation at these levels is beautiful. The back test of the spring, the hidden divergence, the daily, and there was divergence. Look, there's bullish divergence, extreme bullish divergence on the daily at that 113%, 114% retrace from B to C. Yep. So there's your GE, dude. Way ahead of you on it, man. Well, I mean, I think we identified this on a Patreon night like a month ago or something. It's beautiful. I mean, these harmonics, these XABCDs usher in extreme trend reversals. They can, right? For instance, we go to Tron, to BTC, just a trash altcoin. Who cares about Tron? No one cares. But hard to argue with the fact that after getting devastated, like GE, this pattern was created. The PCZ was May 18th at the 78.6% retrace. And it will take time. It could take months for this stuff to play out, dude. Months. But a pattern that is, I don't know, what, like 9 months large. Those are significant, and those can usher in major trend reversals. Major trend reversals where you go from the major high up there to the low point.
I want to grow with the team too.
Dacia Lou, thank you. Wow, you have 4 names. Lucky you. Only have 3. Most of us only have 3. Thank you for the 3s. Rubbing it in our faces. You should have tipped 444 for all your names, okay?
Bruh.
Just kidding. Thank you. Alright, so complex XABCDs can usher in extreme trend reversals to the upside or downside. Duh. I think you all know. Oh, it's like the best example of all time. They were in 9,086 on Bitcoin. Congratulations on your rally. Yep. I mean, impossible to argue with these harmonics. These harmonics happen over and over and over again. That's why we trade them. That's why we are House Harmonic. I will push harmonics until I'm dead. All right. Here it is. A major trend reversal was ushered in by a bullish Gartley on Bitcoin back in February of 2019, but it was from December of 2018 to February. That was a decently large pattern. Ran all the way up to nearly $14,000. And what happened at nearly $14,000, chat? What happened? Another complex harmonic appeared and ushered in the complete trend reversal of what we just experienced, or of what we experienced for months, right? Multi-month uptrend reversed with a bearish cipher pattern. 786 was the Jesus, man. All right, we have never fully recovered since then. From here, we've gone up and down, but never made higher highs. And here we are, stuck in Stucksville. All right, so what happened? What did we just say, man? Bitcoin's gap fill has been achieved. It's over.
Bruh.
Literally, the gap fill for 9,122, it's done. It's literally filled. What a joke, man. Okay. Let's see here.
What up, Mitch? Can you take a look at SBCE? Thanks, man.
Oh, space? Sure. Terrible, dude. I mean, it's not terrible, it's just the news. Like Virgin Galactic, I think is in really bad shape. This is decent though. This is like right? I mean, it's not over yet for space. I mean, I still own some space. It's a speculative thing. Hey man, space tourism in my portfolio for fun. Okay. Sure, it's nice having, you know, something like that where they might one day do space travel for people. A lot better than owning something like IOTA. What the heck does IOTA do? What kind of speculative bet is IOTA? It's a joke, dude. So, alright. But yeah, you got a low. You got about the same low, but a slightly lower low. And now you got a higher low. You're bouncing on the 200-day moving average. There could be a very slight amount of momentum shifting, but it's very subtle. Right? And you still, like, you didn't have a very good day on Thursday. And you're not making higher highs yet. So this was a failed rising three. This was a failed 3 rising valleys. It failed when we did run up from entry and hit the sell wall. That was the confirmation line of the pattern. So it never actually became a 3 rising valleys. It remained as a just scrubby potential pattern, and now it's a dead pattern. But the good news is, after failing, you sold off. You're still making a higher low than the low from April 3rd. You're now forming a base. You're holding, again, above that 200 moving average, very important. And, right, I'm just talking about Momo shifting just a little bit, very quietly and subtly. Not many people are going to notice it, right? Right, it's almost like triple bottom stuff, and then, you know, it's gonna be like probably a supply line that it tested and failed on Thursday. So just keep making those higher lows, and you could see eventually the same price of $21. I think that would be your target if this actually does reverse here on that higher low. Big ifs, man. Bitcoin hammer on the 60-minute. Yeah, man, sure. I think there was classic divergence on the 60-minute too. There was. From the low of July 2nd to the low of today, yep. There were higher levels of relative strength and lower levels of negative momentum. Wow. I mean, that's class A, classic bullish divergence on a quite insignificant time scale. But it's manifested into a gap fill for the futures. And that's it. Nothing higher. Like, who cares at this point? This is it, dude. IOTA's taking us to the moon. Yeah, right, dude. Sure. So space might be onto something. It could be. Novelty, are you bored, buddy? Are you bored? I've never seen you in my stream before, ever. Okay, so if you're bored, no need to tell anybody you're leaving. Okay. All right, look at bat. Holy crap, man! Look at that candle.
Check out TPR, but in monthly time free.
Okay, TPR. Wow, pretty interesting. Dang, dude. I don't even have to look at it on the monthly to be like, wow. It's pretty interesting price action. Wow. Wow. Very interesting. Monthly, dude. Yeah, I mean, you're back 2009 lows. You've held for a few months now. Hard to say that's divergence of any sort, but this is I mean, you're near your all-time lows on your relative strength. Still kind of oversold. Impossible to see anything, you know, here. Just, yeah, critical support. That's nice, man. That's real nice. Very good, man. I wonder if there's like a 1618 you're at, too. Yep. Holy crap, dude. Look at that. From the low to high, golden mean ratio down here. Can't be kidding me, dude. Of course. Stupid. Look at the hidden bullish divergence. Oh my god, look at this. This is like what you want, man. This is a... I don't care if it fails, but look what's going on, man. Look at this. Daily. Low on price on that spring and then the back test of the spring. Also a cipher. Look at that bullish cipher. XA, B, C, D. I bet you that's a 786. Look at this, man. On this higher low, this third consecutive higher low, impending price action continuation, the upside being implied. Okay. And it's not on the RSI, only in the MACD. That's okay. So 1 valley, 2 valley, 3 valley.
can you take a look at Roku?
Sure. Kelsey, sure. So you notice the price action, right? It's not a joke, dude. This is extreme on Tapestry. Where it fell below. I mean, you saw me plot this on the monthly, right? Not the daily. But then we zoom in on the daily and we see you fell below 2009 lows. Then you ran up and then you back tested that spring as support. And now you're making another higher low with... That's great, man. This is awesome. Here's a confirmation line. So, confirmation line, if it's going to be this pattern of some sort. Long way to go. This would be kind of the area where one would take a long, right? I mean, it really is. I don't care, like, think about it. You do not want to mess. This thing's done. I don't give a crap about it once it falls below this 1151, that 2009 low. I'm done with it. Like, I'd be completely out, not giving a crap what happens after that, because it's already done what it needs to do, right? If we were paying attention to this asset, I mean, that would have been... You wouldn't have had an edge with the divergent... You wouldn't have had an edge on the oscillators or anything, but it would have been very pretty. The spring back just runs up. So, I mean, that's one way to look at it, right? Where it's taking entry kind of around where it is now. Don't know what Tapestry does. So that's one target is if the trade fails, one takes profit there, and then it dumps to the abyss. Okay, and then you get the size of the structure breakout from that confirmation line of this potential pattern, not real. Could take you all the way up. My God, 100% measure moves, 2605, and there's a gap fill all the way up at 2792. So third target if one was inclined to have one. There you go on Tapestry. Don't be screwing. One would not want to be screwing around below 1151 because of the significance, right? Historical significance. Below that's dead. Above it's kings. You got some stuff going on, man. This isn't a joke. All right. TPR. Beautiful. Really? I'm still on bat? That's typical. F-bat, dude. This is it. This is what I was just talking about, doing analysis for no reason. There you go. You see, I'm gonna leave it there for a second. Jesus, man. Such a joke. Pissing me off. Look, man. Okay, let me just repeat everything. Look, this 2009 level, okay? 2009. You fell below it. You broke to the upside. You back tested it as an epping support. That's a spring, a back test of a spring, and now you're making higher lows. And on this second consecutive higher low, you're showing impending price action continuation to the upside. All right, the next move, the next more major move is this is implying up, not down. Okay, that's it. We caught up now? Yes, this is definitely a varsity athlete. Potential varsity athlete. Yes. Big time. Got less than an hour till your weekly candle close. That was James B who tipped 420 that requested TPR, so shout out to James B. Real life. Let's go to an asset we all love. Well, you'd have to be insane to not love this at this point, because the composite man has been so wonderful. Here you go. 1774. Just hanging on, right? I mean, we were $1.50 away from 1791. I think if you break 1791, you're going to exceed 1818. You're going to go real high. You're going to go to $1,900. But, you know, for now, it's just kind of hanging on. A bullish engulfing candle off an old resistance as support. Okay, so spring, a back test of a spring. There's no, I mean, there's a little bit of buyer exhaustion on 4 hour, and that's why it pulled back. But on the pullback, it's done nothing but hold support. So yeah, we all love gold. Well, a lot of us love gold. Pretty much 3 of the 4 targets on the trade setup have been achieved. The last one being 1818. Sweet. Wow, look at this thing holding on for dear life. Silver. Cookies, if I can't hear it, I can't analyze it. Sorry, man. Thank you for the 248 super chat, though. Appreciate it. TTS $3 minimum. And that is precedence. That is literally... You could blame other people for that rule being there, okay, that have tried to hijack the stream. So look at this on silver, man, how it's trying to hold this demand line like crazy. And the problem is with silver, there's just so much resistance up here. It could take forever to breach all this, right? I mean, look at 1834, how strong it is as resistance. Right above that 1890, you got more resistance, right? This thing's made an 88% retrace, and not much higher at all, right? I mean, you've reversed 4 different times at this 88% retrace. But the good news is you're making higher lows. So accumulation's definitely there. If you can break 1830, 1890, it's going to be happening real fast. Just hasn't occurred yet. Okay. See, we've been live. Okay, an hour. There you go. Fingers crossed on silver. Yep. Beautiful uptrend is kind of in jeopardy. It's not really. Look, man, the trend doesn't truly reverse on silver, I think, until it breaks below 1695. That's like the major discernible swing low. Previous one. Okay, so good news is, like, look, do you see what's happening on silver? You just get the curved line to do this, right? Momentum shifting stuff going on, right? It's almost like you could say that silver at this point, wow, like it's very similar to gold in a way, where you had a low, you then had the lowest low, and now after the lowest low, you're making higher lows. So it's like head and shoulders type stuff. And if you look at it like that, make this only visible in the daily real quick so we clean it up.
Mitch, gold $1,776, silver 17.76, and XRP 0.1776. Can you look at link?
Sure.
Is that a joint?
What's up, cookies, man?
Hi, can you check dollar news? I have 533 shares at $2.80. Thanks.
We'll look at GNIS. Sure, dude. Yes. So it's like, with the neckline being right here, you got a false breakout, right? Seems like. You're just connecting the shoulder, runs up to create a collar, and then from the head you run up, create the second part of the collar, right, to create the neckline. You broke a false breakout, sold off, trying to get back above that slanted neckline, right?
Hello, Mitch. Please look at UA. Under Armour stock.
Sure. The one that played out, failed for a little while. That's okay. Macro sold off. It's still not dead. So silver, dude, might be. This is crazy. Crazy stuff on silver. Pause in the trend. This kind of reminds me of Litecoin early 2019. 100% measure move if it can make it above all that chop. 1912. Crazy. Let's go silver, dudes.
Hype in the chat!
It's mainly, it's all bullish convergence in the far, so that's fine. The guy asked for link. He asked for link when I was still on silver, so. And we also have the genius and UA that we have to look at. Sure. Everyone just relax, man. I'm not like skipping things. Sometimes I do, but it's accidental. Impatience, man. You need to learn some patience if you're gonna swing trade, alright? Yeah, link's like it's kind of double topping, but on the second top you've sold off. You've hit the heart line of the equidistant channel, bounced off of it very well. More bullish convergence. 475 is a big deal, man, right? Really, really big deal. This is not a joke at all. This is like your all-time highs. You're up at it, man, and you're not really rejecting it very hard anymore. I mean, you sell off any more, you eventually make a higher low than 435. You're talking ascending triangle behavior. You're talking about a sell wall right here and accumulation. I mean, this could be it, right? Dude, Link is on the cusp of a major historical breakout. This isn't a joke, dude. This is not a freaking joke. Let's go to the weekly so you can really see it. Do you see what's going on? Like, of course, you know, like this is where it's not confirmed. It could happen if it starts maturing, but look, it's just climbing. You see it, right? June of 2019, February 2020, June of 2020, and you're just right at it. So breaking that. I mean, the way we would measure probably a move here on Link, and it sounds crazy now, it always does, just like VeChain was insane, dude. 1.78 cents, that's stupid. Yeah, right, Ray, what a joke. Look at VeChain now, okay? So, same thing, blue skies. It's in log scale, so we got to measure, that's a huge percentage. It's a 222% measured move. Measured moves at 15.53, it sounds like it could never happen, I know. It may never happen. Thing is, you could be conservative and look at your fib extensions like 719, 858, and then $11. But if you're talking about a structure from June of 2019 to September 2019, just the size of it, it's right there, man. Here's your link. Link, man. Major uptrend. And you're knocking on heaven's door. You really are. But, I mean, I think Bitcoin can't crash, of course. But, and what could be happening right now is buyers might be absorbing the remaining supply. And that's what takes so long for a breakout to occur at this level. Same time, you could say, all right, well, I'm going to go short on Link in this overall uptrend at this level. Better be careful, though, because this is the third time we're testing it. And you're not... It's not that clear. The divergence isn't that clear yet. It's not maturing. It's actually building. The positive momentum is building. You're not overbought either. So this could become overbought again on higher prices. And I'm just telling you where we are. A breakout happens. You could pump so hard so fast.
After you get the other requests out of the way, can we queue up a bev on the monthly? No rush. Thanks man. Looking at it more for a long-term hold with bullish div on the monthly MACD after hitting a 0.886 from 2008. Thank you.
Thanks, Jacob. Yeah, well, look. Thanks for the 5, dude. Oh. The pump and dump. Genius. Genius. Kanye running for president. This thing's pumping. Kappa. Because he's a genius. So the supply line's broken. It went to the moon and dumped. But it's making a higher low than its initial point, right? It was at 3 cents. Wow. Yeah, big run up on Thursday. Broke you back out of the, I guess, downtrend or supply line, whatever. But you got resistance up at 405. That'll be tested. I don't know if you'll break it. If you break it, it could be very probable that you see $6. I think there's one resistance above $4 and it's at $5, right? At 504, you can see that peak. Not a very major one. I mean, there's not that much data on this chart, so I'm doing all I can to tell you, like, this is what you'll test. If you break that, you're going to $5. There's just nothing. There's just nothing there. It's a vacuum between $4 and $5. So if the pump, the volatility that was here continues for an attempted rally, a common attempted rally, you could see yourself at $6 easy. Right, a high to the low, 50% retrace, 618 territory. Duh. Yeah, it's not that crazy. A certain hidden bullish divergence. I mean, like, right from this low to this much higher low, extremely high levels of negative momentum. Okay, yeah, hidden bullish divergence too, I guess. So let's see. Let's break $4. You go to $5. You break $5. You're going to 621. That's it, dude. That's G-Nice. Okay. Yes, yes. Under Armour. That looks fine. It looks okay. It's like it hit. Not a joke area, right? 1043. That plotted for eons. Go to the daily real quick. This is a trade setup that's still active technically. Right? You ran up, you tested November 2017's low, like the Jesus, and you reversed. But when you reversed, low to high, 50% retrace, no problem. Fortunately, there's no help with hidden bullish divergence or anything. There's only bullish convergence, which is fine. So it's like impulse up, down sloping consolidation. And if the macro continues to rally, Under Armour's going to eventually get back to 1017, test it, and maybe break it in a 100% measure move of this structure.
Check out CRO/BTC Bittrex. First day with positive mom on the daily. RSI been strong forever. Where's next major resistance?
Yeah, we'll look at it. Thanks for the sub on Twitch. Give me a sec. Gotta reload Streamlabs. Also, thanks so much to Deville in for joining the Patreon on the 4th of July. Give me a sec. I don't know what's going on. It's like freezing, freaking out. Deville, man. Thanks so much for joining Patreon on 4th of July. Having the chat. Let's go.
Is that a joint?
Bruh.
Oh, $101 Patreon, not the 100. So thanks for the surplus of the dollar. And thanks so much to Dan and Melissa yesterday that they randomly tipped me $24.20 just in the middle of Independence Day. So thank y'all if you're watching. And we are sitting at 187 patrons strong now. So thank y'all for all the support of the channel, the community, the stream, the team, the dream, and everything in between. All right. Okay. So do I see an edge on the daily? Nope. Not really. I see bullish convergence at a 50% retrace. It's trying to reverse there. 4 hour. It's like a low, the same low. You're rallying. I mean, you broke a supply line here. You think the next move is up, but again, it's on the macro. It's not on UA. It is the money printer. But yeah, let's see. AB, EV. Interesting. It looks kind of similar to UA in a way. Look at this, man. Look at this supply line was breached. You breached that supply line. Look at the divergence here. Man. But I don't know. I mean, like, I still would have rather have been an SSL than this. Because, like, that was around the time, maybe, that SSL started taking off. This reminds me of GE in a way. General Electric, the way it broke out. Do I see anything on the daily? Not really. I mean, I see that you sold off and you're just consolidating. And maybe you filled a gap a couple times. Do I see an edge, really? Not really. Right, we see edges near the bottom, right? The lower lows, the divergence, maybe critical supports. Where's it reversing? There's a support. Okay, 2 peaks from 2006 and 2004. Never even made it there before reversing. Wow. Not much support resistance anywhere. Let's see. Okay, 308. It almost hit it. So, I mean, like, if you think about historical support resistance between 177 and 308, you could have an impulse up and you could just be consolidating, and then I think you'll test 308 eventually. If you break that, there's a gap fill at 359. That would be a viable target. Hard to give you anything, right? Because it's like, is there a pattern? Not really. A bearish and golden candle on Thursday. Just negativism. I wish there was more of an edge. You could try to make some scrubby argument about like hidden divergence or something on the RSI. It's just not clear enough. It's kind of murky. So, but if we do just simple bread and butter Fibonacci, just to get, just from like right before the sell-off happens, being kind of conservative with the targets. Look, you've hit like 50% retrace perfectly, like literally like the Jesus. You had the 50% retrace from that high to low and not the historical 308, right? So you reversed, but you're making higher lows, so that's good. Eventually, I think if you make these higher lows and they stay, then you'll test $3 again, 308, 358. 200-day moving average is up at 352, so it's right around that gap fill. So kind of nebulous, man. Same thing on the 4-hour. Could make the argument about hidden bullish divergence. We're making a higher low with lower levels of relative strength. You see it slightly higher lows. So it's not that great. Money printer go burr, everything's gonna go up, man. We looked through this before. Yep. Not much really to look at, man. I mean, I don't even have this. What the heck? I don't know, man. Oh yeah, it's old crap. Crow thought I saw Harmonic and it didn't happen. Yeah, man. It's just redraw here. I think I've redrawn like 50 times in some of these assets. Oh, you're getting to the scam wick high. Great, man. Great. Yeah, that's the target, 1500. What, right? Why not? Unstoppable. I think we plotted, we've been looking at some log scale maybe. I don't even know, man, how we would 1 and 2 and then 3 here. It's like, what else can you even do with this? Uptrend, but 15 and above 1500 is nothing. Like, there's nothing till like 21, 27, so. I don't know, man. These are not major peaks, but I guess there have been reversals around 1800 sats too. I guess 1 time and 2 and 3 here, kind of 4. So if you broke 1500, I guess your next target will be 1788 in time. I mean, classic divergence will happen eventually, but not sure when it'll start really waning. Yeah, like 4-hour divergence is kind of, bearish divergence is kind of developing, but it's not completely matured. Look, you just extended amount of time being overbought, bouncing off 70. Wow, man, it's gone, dude. But that's it. 1500 and 1800, pretty much. Okay, great. No words, just mooning, dude. Thanks, Magnus, for the 6 months on Twitch, man. 6 months in a row. Tier 1 sub. Sorry, my eyes are kind of burning. Ugh. Been live for about an hour and a half. Thank you all for tuning in. Might be time to break my fast. How deep am I? 20 hours and 2 minutes. Yep. About time to break the fast. So we go back to Bitcoin, which is doing a whole bunch of nothing, man. I mean, there's like not much to talk about. Right? Maybe there's divergence going on the 4-hour. MACD. I think the move up was the gap fill for the CME futures. All right. So let's go, man. Let's go on TPR and silver. Those are great. All right. So thank you, Magnus. Thank you, DeVille, for joining the Patreon yesterday. Thank you, Jacob, Tiffany, Cookies Kush, Elliot Urbina, Cookies Music, Kelsey 4, James B, Michael Marks, Dacia, with 4 names, 3 lions, Fishhead, Tiffy, coming in with the $100 super chat. Sam T coming in with $104.20. Count Zeppelin, Jurgen, Crypto Collector, and Anon yesterday. Really appreciate everything. Remember, in 30 minutes, the weekly candle will close. Bitcoin could be in reaccumulation phase right now. It very well could be. But we're talking about this right here. Accumulation, reaccumulation. You see this? We are in the creek phase. Right? We've got to jump across the creek. How do we jump across the creek if we're Bitcoin? We must breach the supply line the anchor points from June 2nd, June 1st, and June 23rd. Got to break that, jump across the spring. We could very well see ourselves right back at 10K if that happens.
Vet used a beautiful thing, took profit too early, however, at potential crab and L top of range. Looking to our enter at U19 high and 618, thoughts? Think the new range will hold? Much love, my man.
Steven, man, thank you for the 10 Australian dollars. Crab-wise, deep crab, I don't think there's any viable harmonic right now because we are far exceeding a 1618 from this high to low. Far exceeding it, right? I mean, that's why I haven't even said anything or done anything with a harmonic. Because look, man, I mean, the 1618, the absolute top, where the pattern should have reversed was 1.2509 cents, right? But the context, the historical context of VeChain was not. We're not looking for a shorting opportunity. We're seeing the price action correlation to the historical peak. And we were showing accumulation. We were absorbing. I mean, VeChain was absorbing, or the composite operator was absorbing the remaining supply at the top of the range. And this is the manifestation of it. Because once all the supply disappears, once the CO acquires it, no more supply to much higher prices. Which I think 1.78 cents was the next target. But so no viable harmonic right now. No way. You're looking to re-enter the June 2019 high. Oh, the Walmart news rumor crap right here. I mean, if you're maybe, but like the thing, we don't just go off of that's scalping, right? Where people are just, I don't know what's going to happen in between now and then, and I have no idea what the variables are going to look like by the time we get back down to 1.1 cents, but I'm taking along there, right? That's not swing trading so much. It's more scalping. Like, I like the variable stuff, right? Where we come back tested, and maybe by the time we get there and we're showing some classic divergence, or we've got more reasons to buy just besides it is a historical support, the Walmart rumor news. I didn't look at that really as the top of the range, right? You know that if you watch the stream. I thought the top of the range was here, right? Here and here. Like the red, 88.9, 0.5 pennies. Right, 8.8 whatever ninths of 8.8 tenths of 1 cent. I'd prefer VeChain never falls below 1 cent again, so I don't have to do this tenth of a cent crap. It's really annoying when you're trying to like do TA talking like that. So hey man, if you're lucky you get a chance, maybe there's divergence there, but no idea, man, right? When you take away coinciding variables, we take away the higher lows and the edge and stuff like that, could just flip a coin. All right, so look for a reason besides just VeChain hitting this area as support. Take along, right? Extremely overbought. I mean, this thing on the daily is at 87, and that's all-time highs, isn't it? Yes, it is all-time highs on the daily. Yeah, it wasn't just a spring test. It was a spring test. It was 3 times. You held it. Yeah, you were looking at the bearish crab, but it got crushed. Yeah, it did. It did get crushed. And that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, and why it probably would have gotten crushed based on historical context, right? That's why when you do stuff, when price action correlates like that to a trading range you've been in for multiple years, dude, I mean, there's no stopping this thing, mooned. Okay. So thank y'all for coming out. Really appreciate the likes, love, support, contributions, everything. We will continue to weather this Bitcoin lack of volatility storm. Absolutely gut-wrenching. But at least some altcoins are able to play ball. At least there are other markets with opportunities. And until then, hopefully you think that reaccumulation is occurring as we did some education on that early in the stream. So if you missed that education on reaccumulation, Wyckoff schematic reaccumulation, just rewind and check it out. So I'll be back. Y'all are amazing. Oh yeah, Roku. God, forgot, man. Sorry. That was definitely a request. Yeah, breakout. Very nice. Very nice on Roku. You had a inverse head shoulders, then a higher low. Right, yep, this was a wedge, inverse head shoulders, breakout, 100% measure move achieved, and then reversed, but made a higher low. Certainly had some form of hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour. I mean, different valleys, but the last histogram mile to this one, yep, higher levels of negative Momo. So it did reverse there and is back outside of a supply line. But to ask me, like, you're not making higher highs yet, you're still making lower highs consistently. Still making lower highs. But the good news is what this inverse head and shoulders could now be turning into a more complex pattern, or just a larger structure of momentum shift, right? Low, lower low, lowest low, higher low, higher low. Pretty symmetrical. Wow, man. So this played out. Let's just move that real quick. So how would the neckline go here? We would just, I would anchor here to here, and that is your breakout point. Quite possibly. Dang, man. You see that, right? So if you did break the neckline and it was to start running, because it contextually, we are at a pretty important area. The fact that we are outside of this supply line is good. That's a good start. Wait, move that up right here. And from the breakout, your target for Roku would be at 167.85. Interesting. Let me clean it up though. Okay, you kind of see how it's coming together. I kind of want to leave the supply line here. You can see, oh, we've broken out, you know. Higher lows. We had a low and then the lower low, and now we have a higher low. Holy crap. And then you just be like this low to this higher low. Are you kidding me, man? It's like it could be even larger. Let's just keep it simple for now as much as we can. Right here. There's your Roku, dude, okay? All right, we good on Roku? Whoever requested it. Yeah, Kelsey, that was for you. Sorry about that. There were a decent amount of requests today, so it happens. But this is good, so I'm glad you did request. I'm glad I saw someone say, that was MK that said, no Roku? And got me back on this thing. So, interesting. Kind of weird, but it's not about it being weird or not. It's about you see lows, then you all of a sudden see a higher low, and it's pretty symmetrical too, right? Like the size, you know, the distance and all that, it looks kind of textbook Momo shift. So 167.85 could be real. Just keep your eye on it. We'll see the money printer go burr. All right. So that was good. I'll be back. Please join the Discord if you've not. 6,200 members strong and growing all the time. Until next time, respect the TA.
Adios, turd nuggets.